What do you mean new characters?
Well, if people die, you need new characters. You know, that's just the way it goes. The replacement 10-towners that come after you.
Unless we're high enough level, which we are not currently, then we could technically afford resurrections. And in that case, we wouldn't need new characters.
Well, and at this point, it's like, if any of you died, would any of the rest of you really pay out of pocket to resurrect them? You're like, I barely know them. I'm sure they're fine.
And we do not have that kind of money.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Even if you did, like, you guys know each other so lightly, you'd be like, he's probably happy with his god in the afterlife. I'm sure he's fine.
Like, Helga might spare the dying someone, and maybe we'll take them back to town, and then, like, you guys take care of them.
Bold of you to assume I have spared the dying.
Yeah.
I have spared the dying.
Yeah, the warlock does.
I said maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing, warlock has to spare. Point.
I can try and mend you back together. Does that work?
I would say once they're dead, no.
Oh. I can make them a very neat skeleton.
Yes. Yes. You could,
Make sure the bones are whole and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, still very dead. You're just, you look better.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the funeral rites.
Yeah. It's just a really weird funeral home where they're, like, all level 1 clerics and stuff that just use mending and, prestidigitation to make the body all put together and smell good.
Yeah, so you can have an open casket.
Mm-hmm.
At least that is still better than the necromancer, the really late doctor.
Yes, I enjoy that one.
I just love the follow-up sentence they have. Like,
I didn't get my license revoked for nothing.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, okay, sure, yep. All right, so. If you open up the shared notes, you will see that I have spent a little bit of time, we'll say, enhancing your notes from the previous session.
Including a few things we skipped.
Yes. Like, the story parts.
Yeah. All the things that happened between when we met the new person.
Yeah.
Like the fact that, water happened.
Mm-hmm. Or like any of the conversations with any of the characters.
We included maybe a sentence, kinda.
I think all of your notes before, I think up until the actual cave, were just people or people that were mentioned that were dead already.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, all I need help with remembering is usually the names, so it was fine for me. But it is very much appreciated.
I only got up to like when the harpies attacked. I did not enhance all the notes inside the cave yet. All right.
Yeah, I did look a bit over them. So.
All right. So when we left last time, Raymeril was here, and now he has somehow vanished into the abyss. But at the same time, you also noticed that there was this terrifying water weird that as Throg tried to climb down the waterfall, he went a little bit too fast and broke through the ice waterfall. And as he stumbled to the lower area of the frozen cave floor, from the now cracked open section of the waterfall tumbled out a water weird, which I posted the link of the picture in the chat so you can see a little bit bigger, as it coils out of the still liquid water within the waterfall. Obviously angered at the disturbance.
So you said there's like an open hole under it, right?
Yeah, so Throg like fell down the waterfall and broke the ice off the top, and inside there is liquid water, and that's where it like coiled out of.
Alright.
Because it is made of water.
Um,
Woo! I did it correctly.
Oh crap. What was the name of the plugin?
The
Beyond 20, I think.
Yeah, beyond 20.
keeps turning off for me.
Interesting.
Yeah, because whenever it gets updated, it has to re-ask for the permissions.
Oh. Well.
So while you're on D&D Beyond, it should have like a prompt when you go to your apps. It's like, this app needs to be re-allowed to use this.
And obviously, Niker, you do not have to roll initiative because you're just
Yeah.
exploring your own little cave over there.
I know.
Everything is fine.
Yep.
I'm sure nothing bad will come of this.
Did that pop up?
Well, it did not.
Yeah.
It
Did you have your
rolled, but you
token
didn't have your
selected?
token selected. So it's fine.
Yeah.
Just select it.
Me
And,
at 4.
yeah. I was gonna say, once you re-roll, we'll just stick you back at 4.
Okay.
Which makes sense, you know, since you fell down the waterfall and everything.
Yeah, you really weren't prepared for a fight.
Yeah. All right, descending. So, we'll do one round of combat, and then I'm going to let Niker do what he's going to do in his approximate 6 seconds.
Does he hear the breaking and noise stuff?
No.
No,
No.
Too far.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
way
we don't
too
even know
far
where
in
it
a
is.
different cave.
All right, Silver. So there's a angry water weird stuck out of the approximately man-sized crack in the ice. Angry.
Oh.
Looming threateningly over Throg. What would you like to do?
Dad, this is very important. Oh, it's
I
important.
might need to just.
But she's outside.
Run!
No, no. Just sit on the couch.
Well, running would be a great idea for a spellcaster.
I mean, you have
So,
lots of
yes,
options, including, like,
will-
you know, talking to your allies, fleeing in terror.
Yes and no. I will just disengage and move.
Hugging the water weird.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Technically, it's an option.
Like dive into the crack.
Mm-hmm. Oh, his body is, like, fully taking up the crack.
That
Alright.
should be more than enough. For now.
Okay. Heljo, you see Silver evasively dodge back out of the way of the squirming water weird.
It seems like a wise decision.
Yes, leave Throg to his death.
I didn't say I wasn't gonna help. Just saying I don't want to be the one being hit. I guess I'll just do my usual for now. Just let them bells ring.
Okay.
This time. I'm guessing this is not missing any hit points.
It is not missing any hit points, as far as you are aware.
Alright. I go max.
Alright, wisdom save. Does he have a bonus? He does not. He does not save.
Ooh. Spicy 8.
Alright. And
Is
now
it
it's
dead?
the... no, it's not. And the water weird, who had been looking at Throg, but now feels pain from behind, quickly turns around and sees Helja.
Does
And-
comment lagging for anyone else?
Am
Just
I
me.
lagging? Okay.
Not for me.
Okay.
Not for me.
The water weird then turns around because Helja just attacked it and lunges with its 10-foot reach and attacks Helja. But a 13 does not hit as its watery
we go.
body splashes around.
So
And
I'm guessing I just
fails.
got missed.
Yes, you
Just
just
dead.
missed.
Discord died for me.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
It was like I heard like 3 words in the last like minute.
No, because you attacked it, it turned away from Throg, and it has 10-foot reach. So it lunged past Eon and tried to wrap itself around you, but failed.
Oh, that's good.
So, Eon.
I'm gonna guess I don't know much about this thing, so
I mean, you can assume you don't know anything, or you can make a knowledge nature check. Or Arcana, whichever is higher.
Ooh, it's a 15 on my Arcana.
You know it's an elemental. And it's made of water.
And it's water. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. I'm gonna try hitting it with my axe.
Sure. You miss. As your axe finds no purchase as it goes through its watery body. Throg.
Smell your
Throg
axe
is
is
going
also doing
to
nothing.
Rage.
Are you going to spend half of your movement to stand up, or are you going to stay prone?
I'm gonna stand up.
Okay, alright, that's a good call.
What?
I'm gonna enter rage.
Yep.
This is my second rage. So
Mhm.
let's not start fighting anything else.
You're not the one that gets to say that.
A 14 does hit.
Hey.
Ooh! No,
Well,
what?
the 14. He just clicked it twice was all.
Hang on. Yeah, I have to alt tab between the windows because I'm lying down. Sorry. So yeah, the 14. Good axe.
Alright. As you slash...
Oh, +2.
Okay.
So it's 12.
As you slash through the watery elemental, you find that your axe doesn't quite cut as much as you would have hoped that it did. As you realize it has resistance to slashing attacks. Because you're slashing water. Alright, and now that we're at the top of the order, Niker, you can take 1 round.
Alright. Well, I'm just gonna stroll inside this cave a bit. And then
Alright, as you...
sneak up to there.
Well, I was going to say, as you get to there, you can start
Yeah.
to see the thing ahead. So let me...
Yeah.
As you get closer, you can see that there is no light beyond here. There are not the cracks in the ceiling that were in some of the other rooms, so it is dark throughout this whole thing. And you see that in this dark cave, the floor is uneven and has not been smoothed out. But of this larger cave opening that you can see, the ground is strewn with animal and humanoid bones.
Yay. Well, then I'm gonna sneak here and then do a perception check, and then it's probably my turn over.
Mm-hmm.
So, still. Try to see if there's any sign of movement, any sign of a slightly more put together pile of bones.
Mm-hmm. As you get up to the corner and you kind of peer around the corner a little bit to look at the bones, you can see that most of them are just thrown around the room. None of them seem to be put together. But just as... I'm just going to move you just so that you could see a little better because you'd be peeking around the corner. Just as you are looking around, you realize that some of those bones appear to have bite marks on them. You hear a snarl as a enormous wolf stalks around the corner and sniffs loudly, and its eyes lock onto you around the corner as it is obviously aware of your presence.
Yay!
All right, Silver. Yeah. I'm going to have... Let's do Eon, Throg... Well, no, not Eon and Throg. Let's do... have Helja and Eon roll perception checks for me.
Let's see. Boop. 19.
Okay. Helja, you alone notice that the water weird appears to be stuck in the small crack that it is coming out of. As it is tethered to the water, it does not appear that it can move away from where the crack is.
All right.
Sorry, Silver.
As I've seen that Eon, Helja, whoever attacked it.
Yeah, Throg. You saw Eon miss, and you saw Throg's axe splash through the water less effectively than you would have hoped.
As I've seen this, I decided to do this.
Alright. Let's do his wisdom save. He fails that one as well.
Takes 2.
Takes 2.
That's real bad.
What?
Alright.
And that's my.
Okay, Helja.
Alright, I'll inform the others of my observation. This thing seems to not be able to move, at least not for now. I suppose most people will still want to stay close to it, but that's they're doing. At least now they know of it. I suppose we also know
you
that.
could just leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The idea is
That's the
there.
thing, it can't follow you.
It doesn't look like it can pursue you.
Yeah. Problem is, it's kind of in the way of us leaving.
There's more than one cave out.
Is there?
Yeah.
Have we seen any of the other caves out?
We know there
Niker
are
told you.
4
Did he?
entrances.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you went exploring through the upper half, and he told you that there was one of the caves outside connected up there.
Alright.
So you know that there's an alternative way. You don't know the exact pathway to get there, but you know that there's an alternative cave complex way out up there.
Alright. Was that when he came down from the...
Yeah, when you guys like met on the bridge and he talked to you for a minute, and he told you that he found like the the cave that goes back and forth up there.
Alright.
Like I said, he didn't like detail it in depth, but he was like, "Yeah, I found one of the other ways out."
I found an alternative.
Mm-hmm.
No. For now, I'm just gonna keep hitting it until people decide they wanna,
Okay.
go away from it. And now it's missing hit points.
It is.
Why am I rolling worse on a d12 than I'm an 8?
That's fine. All right, and now it's the water
I'm also
weird's turn.
gonna move away a bit.
Oh, so you're
Because
gonna
it's smashed.
give it an attack of opportunity then,
Oh, right. Oh, is that?
because you'd be leaving its
yeah.
melee range.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 10 range.
Yep, it's got 10-foot reach.
Damn it. I suppose I'll stay put. It didn't hit me last time, so what could possibly
That's
go
true.
wrong?
Drowning. You asked, so drowning could happen.
Yeah.
That's all. All right. Who
Would we know that though?
would we know what?
That
That animated
thing
water to drown you?
captures you
Yes.
and starts drowning you.
I mean, you can assume that animated water could drown you.
Yeah. I'm not sure that you could automatically infer that it would have like a grapple attack, but you could definitely assume that it probably has some method of drowning you. If that version of drowning is just like it shoves its mouth into your mouth until you die, like that's an option.
Or
It's a little
shoves
weird,
you,
but
you into it.
yeah.
I mean,
let's
it
see.
is a weird.
It is weird. We can't put that by it too much. All right, we're going to do a 50-50 to see whether it goes after Throg or Helja. So even is Helja, odd is Throg. So it's going after Throg. All right, and here we go. And it rolls a 7, because of course it did, with its +5 to hit. So Throg, it lunges at you, but it splashes against the ice and before it recoils back up. Eon, you have been informed that it doesn't appear to be able to move out of its current location.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that maybe we should just I don't know, run. I mean, it's not like our axes do much against this, so that seems like a. So I'm gonna disengage and move like up here-ish. Kind of like moving away, like, hey, we should just
Yeah.
we'll meet you outside, Trog.
Tactical retreat, not fleeing.
Bravely retreating.
Well,
They're
that's
dancing
what
in other
disengages is that you look for an opening and you duck out, and you're like, okay, everybody back off, just run.
He's brave Sir Robin, he bravely ran away.
All right, Throg.
Would Frog run away?
You can't
I mean,
eat this
that's-
thing.
You can't eat it. It's water.
What would it take to like get up the waterfall? Would that be an?
You would have to make the athletics check up the ice, and looking at the ice as you fell through it and the ice broke, the rest of it is now harder to climb. So climbing up the ice would take an athletics check and is harder than it was before.
I mean,
Eon did say, meet us outside. And I'm assuming pointed out the cave mouth.
yes, but does Throg want to leave this thing? Does Throg want to be that weak?
I mean, it missed you.
Yes, it did.
So is it even honorable to kill it?
I mean, it
It's water, Throg.
attacked me.
It's
So
water.
exactly. So you just kill it. Nah, Throg believes he can take it. Take this thing. Oh shit, that was the wrong roll.
Obviously, he does.
You do hit.
Okay. That does 15.
Alright, so you deal 7.
Yes.
Alright, Throg does not appear to be running away. Alright, back to Niker. So you are peering around the corner at a dire wolf.
Yes.
Which I have to say, looking at the dire wolf picture that I have for the icon, is vastly different than the almost adorable but bloody version that it has in D&D Beyond. Like, that looks way fluffier than I feel like a dire wolf should look.
They can be as fluffy as they want,
Yeah, but this one looks starving.
as long as they are also.
Yeah, I feel a Darwolf should look fluffier than that picture.
Okay.
But then again, I'm used to World of Warcraft wolves, so they're just all fluff.
Mm-hmm.
It looks as fluffy as my picture.
It's true.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna start slowly backing away while keeping my eyes on it.
Okay. As you do that, we're going to start up a second initiative between you and the wolf.
You're gonna have that rogue?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm very fast.
Great.
Remember,
At least,
I'm
ve- yeah, at least
Supposed to
temporarily.
move, right?
But do you have 50-foot move speed? Because that's what a wolf
60.
has.
Every
You have 60.
turn.
You have 60 once. If the wolf runs, it has 100 every turn.
You are correct.
Wolves are pretty quick.
Time to
Like,
run!
you get faster once you get your bonus action to be able to dash. Because then, yeah, you can really book it. So go ahead and roll
Oh,
your
I
initiative.
also have feline agility.
Yes, but that was only once before you then don't move for a turn.
Yep.
That's what I said, like, for a turn, with bonus action, dash, and feline agility, a Tabaxi Rogue can really book it for 6 seconds.
Yeah.
As long as
Okay,
they get away.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't need to run it forever, just until I beat the rest.
Mhm.
Yeah, you just need to outrun us. Which,
Mhm.
Which should be easy.
well, like everyone can outrun me. That's the problem.
All right.
Well, for me.
So, we did initiative, but I'm not going to reorder you two into initiative. Basically, I'm just having you two be in order. So we're going to do theirs, then we'll do your two. I was just checking which one of the two of you went first, really. So we're back to Silver again, as it appears that Throg is not disengaging to safety from the water weird.
Also, why the hell did that direwolf roll a fucking 19?
I mean, it rolled a 17. It has a +2.
It's really hungry.
Yep.
Silver, realizing that there's a companion who hasn't run away, gets curious on which would win,
Who dies
a
first?
weird or an orc. Maybe if I help the orc a little.
So you're gonna say if I help the weird a little.
I mean, if you were gonna let me down, I'm gonna be so fucking mad.
That does hit. Well, that's certainly a thing there, Throg.
I need this cast at level
I tried to click it to see if I could see what it did, but it,
Ah,
so 9. And can't save.
oh.
There is the added possibility of poisoning.
So
Unless if it's unless
as you shoot your ray of sickness into it, you come to the horrifying realization that it is both immune to poison damage and immune to the poison condition.
oh no, the poison has just gone into the water.
Yep, you just splash the poison into the water to no effect.
Hopefully it
Oh,
won't
no.
hit me or Throg.
Helja. Throg seems determined.
Goddamn orc.
Throg is filled with determination.
Can't eat it!
Also, that's the end of my spell
kill
slots.
it.
I mean, you are warlock, so.
Frog.
back to tolling the dead.
Oh, I guess we continue what we did last turn. You know, it hasn't failed me yet, right? And since Throg isn't running away... Oof.
It fails the save again somehow.
Takes a
It has
miraculous
not rolled
3 damage.
above a 10 on its wisdom save yet.
It's still a bit startled about
Yeah.
after being woken up so
Yep.
rudely.
All right, and the water weird is going to dive on Throg again. Hey, he rolled a 20 to hit. All right.
20 or...
No, just a 20 total.
Okay, good.
All right, so you take 12
Oh shit.
bludgeoning damage, and you are now grappled as the water weird pulls you inside of its body. You are now restrained, so you can't move. You're grappled by it, and it is starting to drown you.
I'm at 2 health.
Yep.
This
Yeah,
being
that would have
artificial.
killed everyone else, though.
Yep.
Okay, so does it look like I can break Throg out of this?
Throg would have to get himself out of it.
You would have to. Okay, well,
There is he has an escape DC that he needs to hit to try to get his way out.
well, I know it doesn't seem really tempting to jump into that.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be honest with you. I'm gonna throw a javelin.
Okay. That hits.
Cool. That didn't roll.
There we go.
There we go.
So it takes 3 as the javelin pierces through the water, fortunately not skewering Throg. Alright, Throg, you're restrained and drowning. Would you like to try to get out, or do you just want to drown?
I think I want to get out.
Okay. It does appear, because this even is apparent to Throg, while you're inside of it, it doesn't look like it can hit you.
Okay.
Just throwing that out
That's
there.
something.
So,
Still like to get out.
yes, granted. I'm just saying that does seem to be a apparent upside. So to go with that is that while you're inside of it, it doesn't look like there's enough room for anybody else to fit inside of you, inside of the water weird with you. And you can survive a number of minutes equal to your constitution score before you start drowning. So
Okay, so you have 4 minutes to kill it before I die.
Right, which is a lot of turns. It's 40 turns before you would actually, like, drown.
Okay.
Just so, like, you're aware. Like, yes, it's dangerous, but it's not like, I will die next turn if I don't get out.
No.
It's you've been just shoved into a pool, and you're like, well, this sucks.
But if I get out and I disengage...
If
or can I
it takes your action to try to get out of the
So you
grapple.
couldn't disengage.
So you couldn't. Yes, you could not do both.
Also,
Not in
is
this turn,
the
anyway.
is the weird on top of him, or is he now inside the weird?
He is
So it
inside
on
of the
top
weird.
waterfall?
So he is like over the square now, because it like when it
Alright.
basically what it does is it like lunges out because it's like a snake, and it wraps around you and then pulls you back towards it, and then it's like you're coiled inside of the water.
So could he try and like escape to this side of the?
Yes, when
weird
he
island?
escapes, he could choose which side to escape to.
Alright.
I just haven't put his token there. Like, technically his token's, like, here. But I just didn't move it there just for simplicity, so you could still click on it easily.
Yeah. Okay. What do I need to roll to get out?
You could make a athletics or acrobatics check to attempt to break out of the
I
grapple.
think it is.
That is not high enough. Throg struggles to get out, but does not manage to break free of the grapple. Alright. Niker, you hear the dire wolf snarl as you turn to dart away, and you hear it begin to chase you easily. I should say you easily hear it chase you.
Mm-hmm.
That is 10, so it doesn't quite get there, but it does double move to get into melee with you. As now that it is much closer, you can see that it is obviously starving. It is very thin and angry.
Pet
And
pet
now it's your
poor
turn.
doggo.
Okay.
Pet the poor doggo.
No, I have a better idea.
Oh no.
If only I had grabbed like one of the humans' like arms or something that was laying on the table in the previous.
I mean, I have some rations. I'm just gonna take out my pack of rations, like rip it open so it's not just a pack of whatever. Basically, so it's clear. Hey, here's food. There's food in here. Throw it in front of the wolf, and then disengage and run.
Roll animal handling.
Let's see.
Because fresh meat is an automatic success, but rations are not.
I guess they're not.
It's not like obvious food to it. Okay,
Ooh.
you toss the food to it and you disengage and run. We'll see what happens.
Let's see. How much of my movement does it cost to climb down? Is it just my?
It's whatever your speed is because you have a climbing speed.
Yeah.
So you climb at the maximum of what your climbing speed is. So what is your climbing speed?
20.
Okay, so
Let me look it up
a
again.
because then it's like a
not
full
wrong.
turn of moving is 20 feet of climbing.
Yeah. I'm just checking. And where was that?
It's on your melee attack, like the claw. That has your climbing speed.
All right, while you're
Like
looking that up,
your-
we'll go back to Silver.
I'm pretty sure it's 20 for Tabaxi.
Yeah. I just wanted to look it up. Some. Oh no, it is.
Well,
Yeah, 20.
after noticing poison doesn't help,
Mm-hmm.
it's time
I can get to
to
here.
work
with
on
feline
other
agility.
stuff. So I will
And yeah, it's 20 feet.
continue shooting it.
Yeah, so
at it.
the drop here, it's a 20-foot cliff.
Okay, 20 foot. Then it's. Doop.
Okay.
I get right to the bottom of the cliff.
All right. Yes, that your Eldritch Blast hits. Your 1 force damage is not reduced.
Who? Damn,
All right, Helja.
I suck.
You haven't missed yet, though.
Well, there's a very hurt orc.
That is
No.
trapped inside of it, yes.
Yeah.
And then there's a cat who can hit but can't deal damage.
So I'm gonna expend one of my precious spell slots
Oh no.
on a little healing word.
Oh.
And I also roll minimum, because of course I do.
Mm-hmm.
So Throg recovers 4 health.
Just didn't even wait for you to be dying.
Still dead if I get hit.
And then we will toll the dead on it as well.
Alright, let's see if it makes it save. Nope. Not yet, not again. Alright. Are you going to stay? Well, yeah, I guess you cast your spell, so you're not going to disengage and back up either.
Yeah.
Are you gonna move? Because you're gonna get hit anyway.
Well, if he moves now, yeah, he'll get the attack of opportunity.
Yeah, but if he stays, he's gonna get hit anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm staying put.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to see if you realized that if you just disengaged and move out, it would have no targets.
Ah, right.
And it would just stand there, like, drowning
Yeah.
him, but that would be it.
Yeah, then it would just be please Throg, survive.
Yes. Live, Throg, while we shoot it. Alright, it is going to attempt to bash into Helja. A 21.
No,
No!
not metagaming at all.
I have 19, so yeah. that
Aha.
hits.
15
enough deal.
damage.
Yeah, well, that's me dead.
3d6
Or
plus 3.
unconscious.
As Helja falls unconscious to the ground after being bashed by the water weird.
Ow.
Oh no.
Helja is dying.
Okay.
Eon.
We're screwed.
Yeah. So what I want to do is to walk up to Helja and drag her up to like away from his range, so I can see like so he can't hit her.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like move up to her and drag her, but I also don't want her to get hit while I drag her away.
That will not provoke an attack of opportunity on her because it is not willing movement by that creature.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go there, grab
Yep.
her, and drag her. That would be 2 steps, right? Because
So that will take your action as well to grab her and drag and stuff.
so that's my turn.
Okay. But you
Oh,
do
I
drag
get you
Helja out of the
away.
fight while she's unconscious.
You kill it, Silver.
Me.
Break it
I'm
down!
pounding on you.
Alright, Throg.
Quick question
Can I
comment.
swing
Yes.
my axe from inside this?
Because I just assumed that me throwing, like, because it was more than just pulling it out,
Mm-hmm.
that was my full action.
Yes.
Or was that interact? Okay.
Pulling it out was interact with an object, but then your action was the like opening it up and like offering it to the wolf and throwing it.
Yep.
That was why you got the animal handling check. Like if you had fresh meat, as soon as you pulled it out, it would like immediately freeze. Like that one was like a guaranteed and wouldn't have taken your action to just like drop it. Like if you guys had like hunted a deer or something, you just like dropped some deer meat, it wouldn't have required your action. But you like attempted to like pacify it by like opening it up and like presenting it and throwing it to it.
Adding some spices.
Yeah. Flavor it up just a little bit real quick. Give it some panache.
So if you had like a bit of harpy or like
Yeah.
fisherman arm, auto success.
Yes. I went with the like a deer because that was the more normal. But yes, with what you have been presented so far, if you had given it some harpy or dead fisherman, it would have gone just, or even some dead old lady witch. That would have worked. All right.
Or unconscious
so
dwarf, I guess.
you can attack from inside of it, but you have disadvantage on the attack because you're like restrained and restricted. So it's like you can swing your axe, but it's not easy. But yes, if Throg wants to keep trying to chop the water, he can chop the water.
And you don't get reckless attack until 2, right?
Yeah, Frog is definitely. Frog tried to get out, it didn't work. Frog is definitely attacking the water.
Okay. That does hit.
Oh, I need to
Oh,
roll
disadvantage. You
double.
have to roll again, yeah. Okay, yeah, hits.
The 15 still hits.
All right,
That
and
is 9.
so it takes 4 as you cleave away droplets of water. All right, it's out of range, so you can't see it. Also, you've dropped down the cliff, so I'm going to draw the little thing back real quick. So you can see about that far in from the ground. So I've put the wall back, just kind of like how far you... Because that cave is 20 feet tall, so you can see a little bit in.
Yeah.
But with what you can see, you do not see the direwolf come running back out there. So you don't know if it's stopped to eat it or if it's slowly pandering, coming after you. You don't know, but it does not appear to have chased you to the cave mouth. So you're up.
Well, that I count as a minor success.
Mhm.
Not successful enough to not run. So I measured it out. I can.
All right. As Listrus is reconnecting to Discord.
That dead save won't be needed.
All right, and back to Silver.
As I realize my companion is
As Eon is
Lying.
dragging Helja across the ground, you see a trail of blood is smearing across the ice.
and being the
Oh.
curious cat,
Mm-hmm.
I obviously come look at the body.
Mm-hmm. Well, she is alive. You can
She's
tell she
dying,
is dying.
Silver. She's dying.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm doing here.
As an adjective, not a condition, because I'm speaking in character and not labeling it as the dying condition.
And thus, she's dying? Wow.
Is now she not dying? Are you sparing her?
Yes, I think it's just as good as any time to just spare the dying.
All right, so she is still at 0. She's not awake, but she is no longer dying. All right, so Helja does not need to make her death save. Once Listrus is back, I'll have him roll the 1d4 plus 1 to see how many hours before she regains consciousness naturally. But Helja is no longer bleeding out. So the water weird, looking at Helja and Silver and Eon, kind of thrashes around in place a little bit, constricts its tendrils a little closer around Throg, but is deciding what to do next, as it does appear somewhat evasive. Eon. Helja is stable now.
I will look up to Silver and like, oh, good job, mate. So I guess it's Frog left now, eh? So I take up another javelin and try not to hit Frog, obviously.
There's lots of room not to hit Throg. I'm sure you'll be fine.
There we go.
You do miss, though. So you throw it, but the water weird moves out of the way before it makes contact.
Right.
Throg.
Good.
It's like hopefully now my Discord won't die again.
Yeah, so you didn't have to make your death save because he cast Spare the Dying on you. So do
All right.
roll a 1d4 plus 1 to determine how many hours before you wake up naturally. Because Spare the Dying puts you at 0 hit points and unconscious. No, unfortunately, you miss its 13 armor class because you have disadvantage. As you flail around, you don't manage to strike its body.
I'm gonna just
So,
count
5 hours.
rounds in.
Next time.
I'm inside the thing.
Yeah.
It's around 3.
Yep. All right,
It's
so
around 40. I start dying, right?
yes. So it's on round 41. I believe you. I have to look up drowning again. If we somehow go that far, I will pull drowning back up. But I think it might be that you start taking damage. I'm not sure because the rules have changed like in every edition for how you drown. Niker, I'm guessing you've been taking like little fleeting glances behind you, like not looking a lot, but obviously paying attention. It does not appear that it's come around the corner. You can't see it. It doesn't, like, you don't hear anything coming from behind you. So whether or not you've, bought it off or lost it, either way, it doesn't seem like it's behind you. So for now, I'm going to take it off the initiative track because for your purposes, you don't know where it is. No one's keeping track of it. All right. As you double move up around the corner, since you did it, I'll move you to where you would get before you'd see anything different. So as you get to here, as you're rounding the corner, you see Throg fully encased in a water serpent thing that appears to be drowning him as he is flailing his axe through it, splashing water everywhere. You see a handful of javelins lying on the floor behind it. And you hear commotion farther up the ice passageway. I believe you have 10 more feet of movement from where I put you.
Yeah, 5 or 10.
Yeah. Because I think you had gotten to here on your measurement, so that's why I was giving you 10 more.
Yeah. Well,
you do see the torch from up the ice passageway, because you could see that light is up there still.
Yeah. Wow. You guys found something way more interesting than I did.
I went the wrong way.
Can I make an Arcana check to try and figure out how to best deal with it?
Sure.
Not much better.
Yeah, not much better. Like, because
but at least now I basically know the same.
Yeah, you know the same thing, and you know that it is because you're trained in it. It's like also easier too. You know that water weirds are bound to specific places. You don't know with this one, because of everything's frozen, is it bound to the waterfall? Is it bound to this whole stream? You have no idea, but you know, like Helja figured out, that because that's the only spot that's open water, it can't move from that spot right now. You don't know if it could move if more ice broke. You're not sure. You don't have enough info right now, but you know that it can't move away, but also Throg is stuck. So, alright, and Silver.
Yeah.
So Helja is stable, and Throg is caught up.
Throg, get out of there!
I mean, he's trying. You can see he's viciously thrashing against the water.
Yeah, I'm still shouting it.
Yeah. Throg makes drowning sounds. Blah, 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 blah.
I mean, I'm just picturing a smoothie machine. That's my mental image right now.
Nice. All right, Silver, what you doing? Did we lose Officer? Oh,
No.
okay.
we did not.
All right, let's just make sure.
Yes. Well, now that that's been taken care of,
Mm-hmm.
time to continue this.
This water fight.
My gaze, Silver's gaze still watches over Helja's unmoving body, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like,
But her breath has become like normalized, which is good.
I guess it's a good thing I'm not awake, because this would probably be very disturbing.
He's probably a bit too close.
Listen, to cast Spare the Dying, you only have to touch her. You don't have to, like, massage her shoulders. Don't question my spells.
Well,
yes.
nobody, none of the characters know. Ian doesn't know that. So
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's like, don't question
you could
me.
be doing that. And say, I need to do this.
Who's the
This is the
spellcaster
spell.
here?
Yeah, and I continue blasting off. Holy.
All right.
What the?
Roll again, because it took the dodge action.
Ooh.
Because it couldn't attack anybody. That's why I said, oh, well, there you go. 24, I guess.
What is this?
7, nice.
Oh no, it's a high roll on damage.
As you puncture a section of water out of it, you see a Niker, you see a blast of eldritch energy fly through the water weird, taking out a sizable chunk of what's left of the water. Helja
I
is
guess we're fighting.
unconscious. I mean, Throg's fighting, so
Yeah, no.
The water
I
weird.
didn't see the others, so I
yeah.
assumed. Yeah, I guess they're just waiting for him to get out.
Yeah, that was the
Yes,
the key that I was giving you there. Is you could like since he
Yeah.
attacked, you saw that they didn't just like abandon Throg to die. Well, he's drowning. Goodbye. Yeah, Eon, you're up because the water weird took the dodge action again.
At least he won't be thirsty. Well, I'm gonna throw
I
my
am
last
thirsty.
javelin.
Okay.
That's
Roll
probably
again.
disadvantage.
Yep,
Yeah,
that does
yeah.
hit though. You still get the AC. All right. As you throw your last javelin, it pierces through the top of the water weird, and you can see that the structural integrity of its body dissipates, and it collapses down into the pit of water below it. Your javelin, your last one, does fall into the water as well, but it does look like you could reach into the ice and pick it out. It's just down inside that crevice now, too.
Seems like a dangerous proposition.
With that, the initiative track ends. So, there we go. Everyone has met up now that Niker, I'm gonna guess, just walks around the corner. Throg, you fall back down, but you manage to catch your feet next to the open ice.
If comrade.
Yeah, I
Important.
walk up to
Okay.
Throg and suggest that he take off his
Yes.
cold weather gear.
Your cold weather gear is now soaking wet, Throg, and it will no longer keep you warm.
Well, that's an issue.
Helja's is damp, but it looks like you could dry hers out easily. Throg's is not as easy to dry out. Like, if you don't treat Helja's, it won't work, but hers would take, like, 10 minutes of drying to get hers workable before it, like, the moisture freezes inside.
Alright, so I'm gonna pick up the javelins that are... No, wait, I have to jump down then.
Yes, you'd have to climb down to get to them. I mean, Throg is right down there with them, because your other two are just down here by him. So you could ask Niker or Throg to pick them up really easy.
Yeah.
And then the third one is in the water.
I'm not going for the water.
Yeah, but I mean, they're down there. So if you're gonna
Yeah.
ask them to pick them up, maybe one of them will pick it up.
Yeah, you want me to throw them up to you?
Is it like
Throw at me.
not at me, just like you just like to
Well,
throw them up here. That'd be great, Frog. I feel like we either need to either we have to like drag Helgia back, or we need to like set up camp until she wakes up.
So it was 5 hours, right? Or is it 5
Yes,
minutes?
5 hours until you gain
But we don't
consciousness.
So,
Yeah, they don't
she's
know, they
out
just
of
know
it.
you'll be out
She's-
for a while.
Yeah.
She's not dead, but we might have to stay the night if we have to wait for her, and that seems dangerous. I know what
Yeah.
you guys think.
What's your
Think we can,
Niker? What's your passive perception again? Did you say 16?
Yeah.
Okay. As you walk up to Throg, as Eon and Throg are talking about tossing the javelins up, and you notice the one that fell in there, you kind of look at the javelin that had fallen into the little waterfall area. You see, with that javelin, in some of the rocks in the waterfall behind the open section now, you also see that there are a few things that the water weird had apparently collected from other people it had drowned over time. You can see there's a miner's pick that's in workable condition, and a pack of some kind. It's like a backpack. You're not sure what's in it, but there is a backpack of something that's also stuck back in there in the rocks, along with the javelin.
How deep is it?
It's about
Will I
5
need
feet
to
in
get
there. Yes,
Okay.
but Throg's already soaked, so.
Yeah,
Hey,
throw.
throw.
I can get it.
Yeah.
Throg
Toss me that
puts his
back.
hand in and pulls out the stuff.
Okay, so the things that you find are obviously the miner's pick. You also find, as you open the pack up, it is soaked. So parts of it have started to, you'll have to clean up and dry out. But it is an explorer's pack. So there is a bedroll, a mess kit, a tinderbox, 10 torches that basically cannot be used anymore because they've deteriorated, like the oil has soaked out of them. There are 10 days of soaked rations and a water skin, and then 50 feet of hempen rope. So basically, it's a full explorer's
my
pack
starting gear.
minus the torches, because those torches can't be used anymore.
Yeah. Well, I guess I have my rations back.
Mhm.
By the way, big wolf out there in one of the caves. Do not
Oh.
recommend. Very hungry.
So
I can imagine.
so Throg is gonna. Hang on, where was this? Okay.
Okay.
Throg is.
I mean, quick question.
I'm
Yep.
wet.
Wh-
I
what-
need heat. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
walk off back into the cave.
Don't. Oh my god. No. Throg, wait.
The nice lady had fire.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, Throg, she didn't have fire.
Wasn't
She
the cauldron
specifically did-
on the...
No.
No, that was
It
the point.
Specifically not. It was
It's-
specifically not on a.
Now, okay,
Did
now I
not
will say
notice
that
though.
Eon and Niker are the ones that noticed that it was cooking without fire. Throg just knew she had hot food. So Throg could definitely think she has fire.
Throg
Yeah,
that one guy.
definitely
No,
thinks she has
that's
fire.
why Niker would say no. She doesn't have fire.
She was making food.
Yeah, but that
Food
was her cauldron was
Made on fire.
special. She did not make her food with fire. Trust me. Also,
Um,
we should probably get away from here.
Yeah, well, I mean, we know that getting back is going to take at least
2 hours.
2 hours.
Yep, because what you have on you, you could lay Helja in one of the boats and just drag her in the boat. It won't slow you down any more than it did already. Like, her weight isn't a significant addition to the boat dragging weight. So, putting her in a boat and dragging her back would still take you that, but you also know that she doesn't have functional cold weather gear right now, and neither does Throg. So you'd need to solve that first.
Yeah. About that, we have a spare boat made of wood.
Yes.
Just saying.
Niker,
And
you also remember that there is that camp up there that does have a campfire. There is spare wood and things like that
there
from
was
the
spare
fire.
wood, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there is
Well,
enough there that you could restart a campfire.
Okay, that is perfect. Then I'm gonna suggest we go there, guys. Up there, if we go up to that overhang where I came out and met you guys again, there is an old camp there. There should still be enough fire to make at least a small campfire to dry Throg and Helja off. We don't need them dying of the cold on our way back.
That's true. But you
So-
said a wolf, a hungry wolf up there. I mean, that
Not
might
in
just
this
be
cave.
in another
It is
cave.
Yes. As you remember, there were a bunch of cave entrances that we saw from outside. At least 2 are connected, and then a third has the wolf with its lair.
Okay, so we can avoid the wolf. We should probably be
As
on the
far as I
lookout
know.
anyway. That sounds
We
like a
should.
good idea. I'm gonna back that idea.
It's gonna be interesting to get her up there, but it should be doable with a bit of work between all
can
of us
throw
and
her.
ropes. No.
Not 20 feet through the air, you can't, Throg.
We can
Wait,
try.
You could
I'm
try,
pretty sure
certainly.
that would kill me as well.
We'll try the safe solution, Throg.
We may resort to your strength, but we will not start with it.
I mean, yeah. Just make a pulley and or tie her to a rope and I'll pull her up or something.
I'm gonna say that's a good idea. So
We have 4 pairs of hands and a lot of rope. We
Yes.
should be able to get her up there.
yeah, so we're gonna
Silver
move
and
up
me
here.
can get up there without any problem.
They can throw down the rope.
We can affix it to something up there. Does any one of you have pitons or something?
Explorer's Pack has that, doesn't it?
No,
No.
the Explorer's Pack does not
I-
have it.
Oh, it's a Dungeoneer one.
I
I
do
have
not
10.
have pitons.
Okay.
So, fortunately, you don't need pitons because it's a bridge, so you could actually just do it as like a loop around the bridge itself. Because the ice bridge up here doesn't connect. So, it because it's only going 20 feet up, that's enough that you could wrap it around and like tie it off to itself, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's
Yeah,
a good idea.
Well, Throg needs to make the athletics check to get up first.
Well, I mean,
No, because like
Yeah,
what
I
you
just
could
wanted to
do
say, like-
is you could climb up there and then tie the rope
Okay.
off, and Throg can just climb the rope. Like he'll still
That's-
take an athletics check, but you've greatly reduced the DC.
Fair.
Same with Eon
That's-
too. So I'm just gonna
No,
drag
I
everybody
meant
up
the
here.
waterfall, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, but at this point, there's no like
Yeah.
that's the hazard is gone. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if he fails now; he just has to keep going, unlike before.
Honestly, I was just hoping for the comedic effect of him breaking through the ice again.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking the entire bridge.
Oh no, not the bridge. But yeah. No, I'm gonna get
Right.
up here, tie off the rope.
then I'm gonna tie the rope around Helga. You know, like around the arms.
Yep.
Yeah, under the arms, around the chest.
Yeah,
So
something
now
like
around
that.
the neck.
Alright. So
Not around the
I'm
neck.
going to assume that Eon and Throg are going to be the two to pull Helga up.
Yeah, that makes sense when
Okay.
when the rope has gone around. So
Yeah.
we would.
So both of you make
I'm
a
guessing I
athletics
didn't have
check.
any problems getting
Yes,
up. with
you're
the
20. You did
20.
not have any problems climbing up the rope. You're good. So, all right. Throg, make another athletics check to pull up Helga. All right. So yeah, you guys tie it up and hoist Helga up onto the bridge without a significant issue.
And then I'm gonna ask if you can tie the rope up there, so we can climb up.
Climb up.
You guys are already up.
Yeah.
We're
No.
all on the bridge.
We're all on the bridge.
Yeah, that's how you dragged her up there.
Okay.
The bridge is like
And I saw
7
the
feet
view
wide, so
inside
it like it kind of is 2 blocks wide. But yeah, the Niker points out that the campsite is over to the right, towards the east.
Okay. We'll go this way. Oh, this is nice.
It is. The papers aren't there anymore because that's what he picked up, but they're attached to the map. They're not an icon, so I can't disappear them without actually drawing on the map. But the bedroll and everything, they're kind of crusted in a little bit of ice, but it's mostly just like frozen mist, and it's not nearly the amount that you've seen in some of the other parts of the cave. So it does look like this section of the cave doesn't get nearly as like wet. Like there isn't as much ambient moisture in this section as there is other places.
Excellent place for a campfire. I guess we'll start up the fire.
Okay. Do you guys have fire making things?
I
have
do
a tinder
have
box,
a tinderbox, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, with that, there's not a check or anything, so you guys are good. Yeah, you managed to restart the little campfire. It takes a little bit because the wood had absorbed a little bit of moisture, but you managed to kick it off and start your campfire up, and you take off Helga's cold weather gear and Throg's cold weather gear. Keep them close enough to the fire that they're not suffering exposure while you dry out their clothing. Helga's clothing is dry in like 10 minutes, so it's fine. Throg's will take a short rest. It'll take a full hour of you guys taking a short rest here. So take a
I
short
guess
rest.
we're definitely taking a short rest.
Does anyone of... I think Helga had medicine trained. Does anyone else have medicine?
I'm not trained in
Trained.
medicine though.
Frog does definitely not have medicine.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, guess we'll have to wait for her.
All right, so you guys take your short rest. Throg's, so you can spend your hit dice to heal for your short rest, get everything back that you'd get on a short rest. I believe in D&D Beyond,
We
there's
can
actually
just
just a
press
button.
the-
Yeah, and it
Yeah,
should
we press the
refresh the
short
things
rest.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Short rest.
So,
Beautiful.
yeah. Throg, if you want to spend your hit dice, now's probably the time.
Yeah.
But other than that, it has been an hour. Throg's cold weather clothes are all ready to go. Puts them back on. It does look like the campfire would probably last you for another, 5-6 hours or so. So it would last you almost through a whole long rest. But it is only like, early afternoon at this point. So it's too early to really take a long rest. So now the question becomes, what do you do with the still unconscious Helga?
So I know what you guys think, but I'm thinking we should try and get back this day.
I can carry
Yes.
her.
We can distribute her equipment and stuff among all of us, and then you only have to carry her.
Well, like I said, you guys know you can
make
drag her
like
on the
a
boat.
sled, right? We can
Alright,
make a
yeah.
sled of the boat.
Because you're already dragging the boats, so putting her in the boat doesn't really add any significant weight to it.
Oh no, I meant until we get to.
Oh, yeah, to get her to the boat, you've got to go about 80 feet, yeah.
Yeah, but Frog can carry her.
Yes.
Yeah, well, let's just go out the safe way. Can we go out this cave, or do we have to jump down?
Oh, we can go out, but there's a 20-foot drop at the end.
Well, that's
So
as good as
it's-
this 20-foot drop, right?
It's
Exactly.
easier because that one actually has a slope.
It's
This one
actually
is just a drop off.
Okay, well, let's go out that way
So
then.
I would also suggest.
Where do you see max carry capacity, by the way?
I don't know if it's listed.
It's your
in the
strength times
20.
50.
Yeah.
Strength times 15 because I looked it up. Because I have 8 strength.
Okay.
Same.
Which I believe, since you're an orc, you have powerful build.
Yeah,
so,
I have double.
Yes, I was gonna say it's double that in the end.
So yeah, you
Um,
can carry Helga in her armor.
Yeah.
Without being encumbered. Because I'm
You
assuming
can
you have at
also,
least 16 strength.
if you go into equipment, and then at the bottom, like equipment and manage equipment, and then at the bottom you can go to encumbrance. Then it shows based on your score. I'm not sure if it takes your trait into consideration or not.
You probably have something like 500 pounds. No, 1,000 pounds because of
No,
power.
yeah.
Not
500.
1,000,
That's-
but
That's a drag.
500.
Oh, 500 for carrying, yeah.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
carry 510 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're good.
But I don't see the encumbered. Where did you
Well-
see this, Lucius?
You on D&D Beyond, you go to equipment and then manage
Yeah.
equipment, and then at the bottom you have
Ah.
encumbrance
There.
under currency.
Okay, so while
Yeah, I
Once we
can
start
carry
having-
510 and push 1,020. So yeah, I can
that's-
carry the dwarf with all her equipment. Because I'm carrying 115. I'm guessing he's not 400 pounds in
No.
total.
No, she's not.
No, I'm only 270.
Okay. So you wrap Helga back up in her cold weather gear so she stays warm.
Also, I just realized something.
Hmm?
We have no idea why the hell the fishermen actually went into this cave.
Mm-hmm.
We did see
Oh.
boost though.
Well, they died. So probably a storm or something.
Well, we did find all the bottles of alcohol.
A lot.
Yeah.
So it's reasonable to assume they were drinking.
Yeah, there were. No, I'm mainly asking just to know exactly what we may have to deal with in the case of our new acquaintance. If she would be a possible factor in preventing us from getting out of here.
Why would she prevent us? I mean, we made a deal.
Not everyone sees deals as whole.
Hey,
Also,
Dentex.
I just want to know what the hell is going on. Irrelevant of what she might have done. But
Okay.
just something that
Wanna go
just
ask
popped
her?
up in my head.
So
No.
are you guys gonna take her back out to the boat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go first and just check if there's a hungry boy around.
No. So, like, just to, since we've only got about 45 minutes left before I'm getting off for the day, I'm just gonna like do a jump forward there. Niker, like, you obviously scout ahead because you've explored these a little bit to show everybody the way out. As you get to the front, you do not see the wolf hanging around anywhere. So everybody else kind of follows you behind, and you all head out towards the cave mouth. There's not a huge hazard, but you do like gently slide her down the 20-foot slope down to the flat level, where you then have Throg finish carrying her over to the boats, and you load her up in one of the boats with everything else. Is there anything else you guys wanted to take care of before you do your 2-hour journey back to East Haven?
Well, any of you guys want to visit my new furry friend? I'm good. Just asking if you want.
No, I mean, why would we do that?
I think you're furry enough for me.
Wolf is quite delicious.
Is it?
Quite.
Okay, let's leave.
But like, I'm just saying, you could definitely chime in how this one probably wouldn't be because
Yeah.
it's so stringy.
Yeah.
Yes, Dentex. Last week we
I know.
started up Rime of the Frostmaiden,
Never mind.
and we've added 2 new players, so we have 6 people now. Even more people from across the ocean. All right. So you guys get back in your boats, and you're headed. The VOD is up if you want to catch up to it. Otherwise, at some point, I'm hoping to actually record like a synopsis thing to release on YouTube that I'll do at some point. I'm hoping to do a better job with it this time than I did with the last campaign. Instead of trying to like add up all my notes after we played for like 4 months, I'm doing it week by week. So you guys load back up the boats with your stuff. Are you bringing all 3 boats?
I think so. I mean,
If we can without big issues, then yes.
Yeah, well,
Because it is another boat they could potentially use.
I mean, it's useful to bring more proof, right? So we should bring their boat, and we already borrowed 2, and it's nice to, it's a nice gesture to bring all them back, since there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
I mean, Throg can probably pull like 2 boats with Helga, and I can pull like 1 boat.
Yeah. No. It's
Yeah.
and just so we're all on the same page, what we
We're all
were
on the same
planning
Don't
on
you mean
telling
somewhere
about-
So we all are telling the same story.
Yes.
Freaking god.
Are we going through our alibis and all that?
Yes.
Well, so we
found
got
the cave.
there.
We found.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got here. We saw the boat. We found some tracks that led into this cave. That seems to only be accessible now that the stream coming out of it has frozen over. Otherwise, very hard to access. It seemed to have some significance to frost giants of old, and we found a guardian of some sort that we managed to kill. Thank God.
Oh, I'm bringing the skull.
Yes. Remember, you guys did
Yes.
bring the
Silver's
frost
bringing the
giant
skull.
undead skull.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was he bringing
You're
the
not
axe?
gonna let me get out of there.
No, you
without
did
at
not
least
bring the
one
axe
head.
because it was too heavy. But you brought the skull, and I think someone else picked up the helmet.
I wanted
Yeah,
to,
Oh, okay.
but I didn't.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we left it.
So just the giant frost giant skull then.
Yeah. It's still a frost giant skull.
Yes. And you also are bringing back the little token you found on one of them.
Exactly.
It's a
When we
beautiful
explored
thing.
further, we found
Ceramic
4
owl, wasn't it?
corpses. Or
Yeah,
wooden
and they
owl,
were
like a
they were
carved
like
owl.
we should tell that like they were dismembered and
Oh yeah, they were being disemboweled.
Yeah.
We didn't find who did it, but we didn't stick around to find out.
No.
We looked for something to identify them and then got the hell out of there.
Yeah.
where we
And
encountered that weird
we
water serpent.
and
whatever
we'd
that was.
recommend to stay away from there, right?
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
frost giant holy cave, so
It's
I
a
mean-
frost giant holy cave. There
I
was
mean,
a
there
weird
might be
water
some
shit.
weird people who's into that. You know.
well, but that's on them.
How
Yeah.
Also,
how
there's
do we
at
know,
least
other
one
than the
starving
witch, that it's a
direwolf.
frost giant holy cave?
The cave paintings on the wall that were
Yeah.
ancient that he found.
The giant,
I figured it
giant
out.
skeletons in the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He was able to interpret the ancient frost giant drawings to realize that for some reason they saw this as a holy spring, and they would come here to drown themselves in the spring. He couldn't figure out why. The drawings were old and they're ancient drawings, so there's not a whole lot of detail. But for some
Also
reason they
made
saw
by
this
giants.
as right. For some reason they saw this as like a holy thing to do.
It was also in the dwarf book, wasn't it?
The dwarf book mentioned that he had analyzed them and was like, I guess the frost giants think this is like a sacred place. Did they drown themselves here? That's weird. That's kind of what his notes were.
So yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well then. Anyone who's not confident in keeping this lie up, just don't say anything.
It's only partially a lie, to be fair.
I mean, it's not
Yeah.
much of a lie.
The only part of it that's actually a lie is you leaving out
Is
Maud.
that
That's
exactly that's exactly why I told Maud that we're gonna mention basically everything, but the fact that we found and talked to you.
I'm also
the
very.
more truth
Go ahead.
to a lie, the
the
better.
lower the DC.
Yeah.
Okay.
But even outside of metagaming, that's the way to lie.
Yeah.
And then there's also the. How much of this are you informing me of when I wake up?
We're telling you everything, but then again,
You were there when they
We
kind of
talked
worked out the
about
plan
this.
originally. He's just refreshing everybody on the story on their, hour and a half trip back.
and mainly I am doing this more metagaming. so
Reminding
we're
the
all still on
players
this. Yeah.
what story we're telling. Because we agreed to
Just in
it
character.
an hour ago in game. Okay.
A few things happened between then and now, but
That's true. All right, so you guys work your way back across the ice, and just as you are getting close to East Haven, about half an hour away, the little bit of sunlight once again dips below the mountains to the south, and it is back to darkness. Just as you come up on the frozen docks of East Haven, as you pull in, assuming that you take the boats back to the pier that you took them out from.
Yeah. And we're gonna leave the third boat with them as well.
Yeah, just leave it there because that's where
Because-
you know where to drop them off.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You are back in East Haven.
And then I guess maybe
The
first
town hall.
maybe let's find a place for Helga to rest up
So
first.
it is
We could just
it is
put
about
her-
2 p.m. about this point.
Okay, so it's the middle of the day.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll take her back to where we sleep.
We
Uh,
could take her to the local temple and see if they can perform at least some minor healing
That
to
would cost money.
get her back on.
Well, I mean, it might still be
depends.
worth it to get her up.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to keep
we-
dragging her around, that's an option. I'm just suggesting,
That seems like a decent thing to do, right? To find a healer to say, hey, can you? Is she gonna be all right? You know.
we
Since
we
when
can
did you
at
care
least
about decent?
we can at least ask how much it would cost.
Yeah. So is there like a temple or a place where we would
Yeah.
find that here?
Yes,
I
there
think
is
we asked that
the
before there is a temple.
there's the one of the Morning Lord. Let me
It was.
no.
Maybe
hold
we
on.
should put her in, drag her in a sled or something, so there's not this giant orc carrying a dead-looking dwarf through town.
Oh no. Don't worry. We're with them.
No,
Wasn't
the
the Morning Lord in the
yes,
previous
that's what I was gonna say.
town?
The temple is in Bryn Shander. You guys don't know of a temple here.
Oh, okay. Then off to the town hall and ask for a temple.
Yeah, I guess finding our quest giver,
Unless,
whose name is
is our tavern on the way to the town hall?
The
I don't remember which one was which. I
Tavern was
remember the
right
one on
next
the,
to
the
the
tavern
rock.
is the blue one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
the
this is
far
the
right
tavern.
out one, the inn.
Yeah.
The inn is
This is
Right.
there.
yeah.
right
this
next
is
to
the
the
town
docks,
hall,
basically,
and
right?
this is your inn. So you would pass by the town hall on your way to the inn.
Well,
But the-
then might as well drop in. Well, okay. How about this?
Do you want her to be conscious when you drop in? That's really the other question.
I mean, I don't know, dude. Do you guys think she needs to?
well. I
Like-
mean, let's just take her with us to the town hall, and we'll find the captain, Imdra, and maybe she knows a healer and can help us with that, and we'll just tell our story. And
Oh, I have an idea. We could just ask her if she knows a healer, and that will tell her what happened after Helter wakes up.
why
then
would we
maybe
have
she-
to wait?
Because then maybe she's inclined to help us for free.
I mean,
Hey, it's worth a shot. It's free. Come on.
well, I mean, let's not be cheap here. It's our new friend here.
I'm broke, okay?
Yeah, we all broke, but like, I mean, they sort of owe us
No,
because
I'm-
she's unconscious because of our trying to find the fisherman. So
Yes.
it seems like a decent thing to do.
Yes, I'm saying that we should not just leave her lying around. We should take care of her a bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We
also-
should just
Yeah, just
bring her
put her
with
in
us.
a bed. She'll be fine.
Do we know that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, at least Silver absolutely knows that.
Yeah.
Like, he used magic to ensure that she would recover on her own.
Okay. So you've told us that. Well, then we could
Well,
just
yeah.
bring her to the inn where we sleep.
Yeah.
And put her
Like
in a bed.
she right now she's knocked out, but she's essentially just sleeping off.
Yes. She's
wounds.
recovering from being unconscious.
Okay.
Okay, so is the plan to take her back to the inn?
Yeah.
Okay, if you
Yeah,
take her
let's
back to the
back
room,
inn.
are you guys
And
going
leave-
to
maybe
wait
leave
there?
someone with
That's
her.
what I was going to ask. Are you all going to wait? Are you going to leave one person?
You know what? Let's have a meal and wait for her to wake up. No reason to rush. And since we're here already, might as well.
Okay. So you stop by, you head back to. If I scroll up, you head back to the White Lady Inn, where you are greeted again by Bardaban as you come in the door, and he sees you carrying your friend. You know, kind of makes a understanding nod of life isn't easy out there, as you guys carry her off to the room. You mention that you'd like lunch, so he gets things prepared while you take her up to the room and drop her off. Are you guys going to just leave her in there, or is one of you going to stay in the room with her? Just so I know who's where is all.
I'd suggest someone to stay with her, but I would like to. Because this is a small town.
Here, we'll do it. We'll make it easy. Ray Marilla will stay with her
Oh yeah.
since
Good
he's
idea.
not here anyway. He'll hang out in the room with her.
So I'm guessing Silver is no longer creepily staring at me.
I mean, I don't know about that.
I mean, he hasn't said yet if he's coming with us to eat or staying with you. So he might still be staring at you.
Okay, so who is eating lunch? In the
I'm
The rug definitely is.
okay.
I guess the rest is.
Okay, so
Mhm.
I'm going to assume Silver's there. So the only people that aren't is going to be those who are unconscious or not here. So as you guys sit down, the lunch is a warm stew and some bread. The stew brings back somewhat concerning thoughts of the previous stew that you had seen, but it's different enough that it doesn't spoil the taste. And while you are eating, a familiar halfling saunters his way over and goes, "Ah, yes, you've come back again, I see. Well, you said you'd think about it and get back to me. Did you think about it? Will you join me for my seance tonight?"
What was his name?
Ronaldo.
Georgia?
Ronaldo.
Yeah, Ronaldo.
He's leaning like real close up to like Niker while you're eating. Like not uncomfortably close, but like close.
But almost
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Right on the bubble of your
Yeah.
personal space.
Too bad for him. Niker doesn't have a huge concept of personal space. But he does realize that he's being obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, you know what? Sure, if it's for free, might as well.
Absolutely, it's for free. I only need your participation. Well, then after dinner
Just-
tonight, you can
Sure.
come back to my room. I will meet you at dinner, and I will take all of you back who will join me in our quest to see what the White Lady can provide. He
Well then, see you later.
kind of
And I
cheerily
very-
walks off with it.
okay. If you had tried to stay, I would have very demonstratively just focused on the food.
No, he got the information he wanted, so he seems happy with it. All right.
Like, some fun things happened, but I also almost got eaten by a wolf,
Mm-hmm.
and there was that whole cannibalism stuff that I didn't personally like that much.
Not the biggest fan.
Yeah, like
Very few of us are big fans of that. I mean, I think I can count on one finger.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, he doesn't see it as cannibalism. Like they're a different race than him, so it's just eating. Really.
yeah, no, for Niker it's more of a, well, it's sentient. Don't want to eat it.
Okay. So you guys wrap up your lunch, and just about as you're finishing is when Helja wakes up with 1 hit point.
Well, to be fair, stags are about the sentient as the rogue is, so...
Mm-hmm. They're slightly dumber, but it's fine. So Helja comes walking out just after lunch, and Ronaldo, the non-reactive player character as well. Or, not Ronaldo. Raymeril, the non-active player character.
I was gonna be real worried if he was in the room with
Yeah.
me.
No, he has his own name.
I did not trust that halfling.
You can join us tonight.
You're already halfway dead. You'll make
Could hold this seance
you'll
right
make
now.
you'll make the seance even better. All right, so you guys collect everybody together. I'm guessing you bring Helja up to speed.
Yeah.
All right.
As well as we can.
Guess we'll head on to the town hall.
You head back off to the town hall to report back. You do find Captain Indra by the kind of that front desk area where you had found her before. So quick already. I didn't expect to see you back till perhaps tomorrow or the day after. How did the search go?
Well,
Well, I
it
mean-
was shorter than we had anticipated too, which is really the only good thing that came of it.
Hmm.
So yeah, we didn't find them alive.
After 10
Frog
days.
walks up and puts the little porcelain idol thingy in her hand.
She kind of turns it over and looks at it. Goes, "I will return this to the family so they can have some measure of assurance that they have been laid to
Sadly, we
rest."
could- sadly, we couldn't bring their bodies back. We did bring the boat back. But yeah. I would recommend no one go fishing in that area because we encountered harpies, very hungry, a direwolf, very hungry, and something that seems to cook humans.
There are a great many hazards out on the Dale that eat humans, but I don't know of many that cook humans before they do.
Hang on, did we not agree on not disclosing that?
No. We said we wouldn't mention that matter. But everything else.
What were you able to determine about this thing that eats people?
Well, it seemed to have a reanimated frost giant skeleton as a guard. Which
a necromancer, then?
Possibly. We didn't stay to find out, and it wasn't home, so we searched for some belonging of the fisherman and got out of there. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna
the
gather
other hazards were
throw
enough
the
to...
giant skull we picked up. This thing.
Yeah.
Yes, here is the
I
skull.
wanted the axe, but it was too big.
Yes, a axe hefted by a frost giant would indeed be much too large, even for one so strong as yourself.
Oh.
And you could tell she was not trying to, like, say that you're small. She was acknowledging that even with your strength, you pale in comparison to a frost giant.
Yeah. Because it's 2 size categories larger than you.
Yeah.
Also, we just handed her a giant fucking skull.
Yeah.
Why would you try to badmouth someone like that?
Yeah. Alright. Well, seeing as you have kept up your side of the bargain, have you decided what you would like to receive as your payment?
I believe Helga eyed the pouch thing.
The bag of tricks?
Did
bag of
I eye
tricks.
that? Thought it was you guys that did.
I think Listris as a player eyed that. I don't know that
Okay.
Helga made a point, but Listris was like, wow, that seems really good.
Yeah.
I'm back. When
Well,
did I cut out?
Ian is pretty much neutral.
She asked if
topic,
you
so-
decided on your reward. And so Eon just said, like, I think we wanted the bag of tricks.
Yeah.
So Imdra says just a moment, and she steps back off through one of the 2 doors. She comes back out a moment later with a small gray bag. Let me see.
Oh, wait a second.
Hmm?
I just remembered something.
Oh?
Should I try this? Yeah. Fuck it. Might as well. Oh no, right. Never mind.
Okay.
I did ask that already.
Which one was it, just so I know?
As reward to get access to the wizard stuff, not just what she deems as appropriate.
Oh, yeah. She already told you, no, they're doing their
Yeah,
own
no.
investigation.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
you're not the
remember
cops
that
here.
I had that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, wow, okay, so I clicked display in virtual tabletop, and that is the, like, longest, most annoying display I've ever
Yeah.
seen. I was hoping it was just going to show you the picture, because that's there. So instead, I'm just going to link the magic item in the in-game discussion channel, so you can get to it for whoever wants to use it. It is the gray one. It lists the other kinds of bags of tricks in there, but this is specifically the gray bag of tricks.
Should have gotten
I
a
would-
tan one.
What's the tan one?
It's
have?
basically just like bigger animals.
Yeah.
Oh,
So like,
It's the top tier one.
yeah. So basically, as it goes up, gray is like technically the worst. Then rust, then tan. Like it's just the things that you pull out are stronger each time. Each one has some high rolls. Like you can pull a direwolf out of the gray bag, But like one of the worst things you can pull out of the tan one is a jackal or an ape. Instead
Okay.
of like a weasel or a rat.
Yeah,
I
why don't we
believe
go
Strongest in
back
the
to the
tan
cave and
bag.
play Pokemon?
Yeah. So, she hands you the bag of tricks and thanks you for
I
your
take
service to the town.
Yeah.
More work?
Yeah, well, off to the next thing. Maybe we shouldn't start anything
That
before
was a
tomorrow.
question.
Oh, so
I don't have anything right
Well-
now to offer you as work. But there
Well,
are plenty of
we-
things to be done. I just have nothing currently that I can contract out to adventurers such as yourselves. May I
No worries.
recommend asking around the tavern or the inn, of course? I'm sure you'll find leads at either of those places.
We did actually already pick some. So yeah, we have a schedule that we can fill.
Then I wish you well.
Same to you. And off we go.
Yep. All right.
All right. So
So we've probably got time for like one more social encounter before the day ends. Where would you like to go? What would you like to pursue before the end of the day?
well, I'm thinking. I'm very interested in the bounty hunter thing. I don't know what you guys
Sure.
to find the serial killer.
Yes. So you do know that it is about 4.5 hours to get to Goodmead from here. So if you left today, that would exceed your 8 hours of travel for the day. So you would have to make Constitution saves against exhaustion if you went to Goodmead today.
I mean, it seems irresponsible to run off
Yes.
a whole day after Helga has been out
we
for
still have a date for
4
tonight.
hours.
Not to mention I'm still on 1 hit point.
Yes.
And you guys wanted to play with the child, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Well, if there's actually a ghost involved, it might be interesting.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay. So, you guys, I'm just going to assume you spend some time, around the inn a little bit. Not the inn, the tavern. You just go back and have a couple more drinks, socialize a little bit more. While you get to here, so let me get this up, because you'd spend a little bit more time there.
Can I try and sell the pickaxe that I found?
Sure, you can sell it for half of its buy value. You'd find someone that would be willing to buy the pickaxe off you. Niker, go ahead and roll me a d10. We'll see what other rumor you may have picked up on during your couple hours at the tavern. Oh, perfect. You also heard that in Goodmead, the town speaker was recently killed by a 9-foot-tall giant. Rumor has it that the giant stole a shipment of the honey mead, which is why the tavern has started to run out.
Oh,
Oh,
well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
that is indeed interesting.
So.
But we're going that way anyway.
Right, that is on the way. That's why I said, oh, perfect. Because you rolled for the rumor that sent you to Goodmead anyway, which is on the way to Dugan's Hole. So, you guys head back to the inn at the end of the day, and you have dinner, and then you meet up with Ronaldo, who after dinner invites you to join him back in his room for the seance. So, assuming all of you are going to the seance, no one's sitting out.
I'm good. Might as well.
I don't know. I think Ian is sitting it out.
Okay.
Just doesn't seem to be super interesting.
Yeah, Throg isn't interested in playing around with children.
Okay. So,
Yeah, so we'll do some bonding, I
Mhm.
guess.
Hmm.
Squats and push-ups.
Yep. Alright, so Silver is going then, Niker and Helja.
Suppose I'll tag along. Sort of I have nothing better to do.
I mean, I'm
There's food
assuming
to be
that
eaten
Silver
instead.
would actually kind of interested.
Hmm?
Because
I just said
It's over here.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure who's there because they're the ones that have opportunity to ask questions. So I need to know who was going.
And I would probably also want to heal up before I do anything else.
Yeah, I mean, you take a short rest during like drinking and things like that. That could classify as a short rest. So you can spend a hit die and do your short rest things well before this.
How to do that?
There should be just a button in D&D Beyond that says like short rest.
It's next to the button for long rest.
It's a much shorter button.
By the way, the pack we found there was an explorer's pack.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Explorer's pack minus the torches. So, as the three of you that are joining Ronaldo follow him back, you can see that his room, he's already set it up. Smoke from burning incense clouds the room. Multicolored lamps and silks are hung from the rafters, and the light from several candles illuminates a circle of uncomfortable-looking guests sitting cross-legged on the floor. He invites you to join. As you can see, it's some of the other people from the tavern that he had also talked into joining today. You can see there are a few little windows because he has the attic is actually where his room is, and it is comfortable enough, but it is still a little attic that's up there.
Would it be Arcana or Religion to check how much of this would actually be necessary for ourselves?
Religion,
Okay,
because it is a
I don't have that. Yeah,
yeah, it's a
it is
cleric
Release
based
to
thing.
the dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could check, I suppose. Since I tagged along.
So it's not required, but it is commonly seen as a way of appeasement. So if you add the right accents, it may make the spirit more willing to discuss, but in sheer requirement, no, you don't need all of these things. But he is not being overly dramatic without reason. He's being overly dramatic because he seems to think it will indeed help get the answers that people may want.
Okay. Well, that's.
It's not just for dramatic flair.
Yes, it is not just dramatic flair. There is definitely dramatic flair in there, but it's not
It
the
is
only
Ronaldo
purpose.
we're talking about,
Yes.
after all.
As you, the three of you, take your seats around the circle, Ronaldo sits back on his side, and he pushes up his sleeves and stretches his arms out, raises his hands, closes his eyes, and intones in a singular voice that seems to not echo through the room. Lady who watches from the lake, come to us in our darkest hour. Tell us what you've seen. And after a moment of silence, thick frost begins to form on the inside of the room's windows, turning the windows opaque, and the candles, one by one, begin to snuff out. As the last candle goes dark in the room, Ronaldo looks to you and says, "The White Lady is here. Reach out to her." So, each one of you that wants to ask a question or do anything, let me know what you're asking or doing, and then make a persuasion check.
Oh no.
Ooh boy.
It is a group check, so everyone like
Good thing we got Silver with us.
Yeah. So what are you doing to reach out to her? So this part isn't a explicit question. This is you trying to reach out to the White Lady to get her to appear and answer your question.
So it's not like what we're asking offer, but
Right.
rather like
This
how
is-
we're piquing her interest.
Yes, how are you calling out to her to get her to show up and answer your questions?
Let's try. And what should we try with?
I have no idea.
So she was a ghost.
As you guys are starting to kind of think things over, you hear a couple of the other people in the room, some of them just in tone, "White lady, help us." Other ones seem to make some kind of prayerful gestures with their hands, or, forms of bowing and, observance to her spirit. People are just mumbling various things of help us, show us the way, those kinds of things.
What was the tale of how she died again? She was murdered by her husband, was that it?
Well, it was that she died, but then her husband drowned in the lake with all of his riches.
But the tale didn't say how she died or anything like that.
Correct. It does not talk about how she died, but it was that the White Lady's husband was a miser who kept his treasure in a heavy locked chest, and it was that chest that maybe capsized the boat and sent the man to his grave. Or perhaps it was the fright of seeing his dead wife that caused him to capsize the boat. So she was already dead, and then he died on the lake with all of his money. All right, just roll 3 persuasion checks.
Yeah. I can't think of what he would do.
Wow, what's with my rolls today?
All right. Well, fortunately, it's a group check, and you guys pass the DC. As you all kind of intone, and Niker goes, "I don't know." Ronaldo, you can see his eyes; they pop open, and his eyes, instead of their normal before, where they were dark, you can see that his eyes have misted over, and they look like they are the same frozen mist that is frosting its way across the glass. And he goes, "She is here. Ask her your questions."
Well then.
So now, each of you, because there are, effectively, I'm going to give you the answer, is you have 3 questions. So I'm going to let each of you ask one, unless you are choosing to let someone else ask another question. So, first, we're going to go in the order of how well you did. Helja, what's your question?
Oh, fuck.
That doesn't sound like a question. Or is it?
I mean, we don't know what Helge's into.
I don't think it's ghosts. Hmm. I was kind of hoping to go later.
That's too bad. You did the best. It could be about anything. Whether or not she knows the answer will be a different thing. But you could ask her any question. Anything that's happened, anything you'd like to know?
Yeah, because the reason we went here was we wanted to find out about this thing specifically, right?
The treasure thing, right?
No.
Well, we wanted to know if this thing was real and shit, but also might as well ask her some things. Like, we could ask her about the murder since we kind of decided to check that out.
Yeah, I suppose I'll use my question for that.
What?
Ask her if she.
What is your question?
God, how would I word this? Because the one she'd probably know about was the one that happened here in town, right?
I don't know.
About the halfling?
Yeah, but you already have a lead on those murders.
I suppose we do. To some extent.
You're welcome to ask about that if that's what you want. I thought you were talking about the murders on the lake.
Oh, like how she...
Like
how she died, how her husband died.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were talking about with the murders.
Alright.
Not that they were murders, but I thought that's what you were talking about.
Alright. God, what do I ask her about? Because I had completely forgotten that this was even a thing, so this hasn't even been on my mind for the last week.
It could be a really open-ended. It could be an open-ended question too. Like you could ask about a variety of things. Like,
And just like, is the tale real, or like, what is the true?
you
the
could ask
true
about
tale?
that. You could ask about
Yeah.
just like secrets in general. You could ask about things about other towns. You could ask things about this town. You could ask things about Maud. You could ask things about the frost giants. You could ask whatever. Whether she knows the answer or not is a separate thing. But
Because we also don't know how much she knows about various things.
but you'd have to ask, or you'll
Yeah.
never know how much she knows.
And you asking one question can give us a better idea of what we could possibly ask her. So
Yeah.
ask away.
God, I hate these kind of things. Why did I have to go first?
Because you rolled the best.
I mean,
Yeah, I know, but think I'll. Can I just pass it all along to one of the others if you guys have
Yeah,
better?
that's what I said.
ideas?
You can
Yeah.
give your question away to somebody else.
Yeah.
All right. So next is Silver. Silver, what question would you like to ask?
From the Rhyme Maiden.
From the White Lady. Hmm. We've only got 6 more minutes, guys. What does Silver want to know?
You die. Specifically.
As you ask, you see the section of one of the glass panels behind Ronaldo. You see words begin to be like smoothed out of the frost that is on the window, like someone is tracing their finger and writing out words in common. And over the next 15 seconds or so, because it takes a little while, it's not moving quickly, you can see that it eventually spells out drowned and eaten.
Oh, that's nice.
All right. Helge, would you like to give your question to Silver or give it to Niker?
God, which one looks more eager?
oh, I think at this point both look pretty eager. You have 2 eager cats.
All right. Let's decide it. You know, the way we always decide things. So odd numbers is Silver, even
Okay.
numbers is Niker.
All right. All right. Odd. So Silver, you get a second question. What's your second question? Or do you want Niker to have a question in the middle? So you can think about it and ask again. Yeah, we'll do that while I give you a second, officer.
Yeah.
So, Niker, what question do you want to ask?
Who or what were you eating?
Did you say who or what were you eaten by?
Yes.
After another few seconds pass, you see 4 letters appear on the window.
Oh, god damn it, I knew it.
M-A-U-D. Maud.
Should have done the fucking seance first.
Silver.
Oh.
Fucking stop.
Plot thickens.
You. Were eaten by a thief.
It didn't just say she drowned.
Drowned and then eaten.
And this was many years ago, right? Like 30
yes.
years ago?
This was. Let me
Was
see
it
if I
more?
can find the specific number. It says. I'm not seeing the number right now, but yes, if I remember right, it's something between like